Element 1, Section 3, we shall be deconstructing an OHS management system to understand its components and its structure. To audit an OHS management system, you as an auditor must have a complete understanding of OHS management system. For example, what constitutes an OHS management system, that is, its components and how the processes are interconnected to form its structure. As we have earlier studied, 4 P's of a system can be called the components of an OHS management system weaved together in processes, and processes are connected together to form the structure of the OHS management system. It, however, needs to be analyzed why different organizations have different OHS management system, that is, with the same components, people, plant, procedure and premises, but weaved differently and may have different processes. Similarly, similar or the same processes interconnected differently will have a different OHS management system structure. What do you think can be the reasons that different organizations have different OHS management systems? Let me explain. One thing which influences the most is what you want from your OHS management system. Definitely the OHS performance, but to what extent? So the extent to which the organizations need its OHS management system to perform is called the intended outcome of their OHS management system. The more performance you want, the better OHS management system design you need. By better design, we mean better people, better plant, better procedure and better premises. But for better everything, organizations need resources and motivation. And motivation comes from either fear of loss or gain of good, which means the legal and regulatory requirements and moral and financial reasons associated with OHS incidents, which will be different for different organizations. Resources play a significant role as not all organizations afford to have huge resources in place for OHS management system. So different organizations will have different OHS management system with different OHS management system outcomes. Here is another food for thought for you. How do you make a mind map of OHS management system structure? Can you imagine how a management system structure looks like? Pause this slide and think about the answer before I explain. To make a mind map of OHS management system, you need to bear in mind the objectives or intended outcomes of the OHS management system. So let's make a mind map of OHS management system structure. OHS management system objectives or intended outcomes are possible to be achieved only when the organization achieves OHS performance improvement. And the performance improvement can be gauged only if the organization carries out performance analysis and evaluation, that is management review process, which can only be done if the organization has done performance measurements through inspections, audits, and feedback of the OHS processes, where operational controls implemented, for example, elimination, substitution, engineering control, admin control, and our personal protective equipments for performance improvement against the key performance indicator or KPIs identified as an outcome of planning for all the relevant processes which were identified as mandatory for OHS management system, which was a result of the planning process. And remember that planning is always carried out keeping in view what the system needs to achieve, that is intended outcome. So this loop will continue for the continual improvement of OHS management system. This mind map of an OHS management system was in reverse direction. Let's create a mind map in forward direction so that you may have better understanding. Consider planning the first step. Planning is carried out keeping in view what the OHS management system needs to achieve, that is its intended outcome. So keeping this in mind, significant OHS processes are identified whose performance shall be crucial in achieving the intended outcomes of OHS management system. Once significant OHS processes shall be identified, the next step shall be to establish the KPIs or key performance indicators for all the significant processes. This step shall help in establishing what needs to be measured so we do not waste resources in measuring and monitoring the insignificant things, as measuring alone cannot help improve the performance. Therefore, we need to take the operational controls for all these significant OHS processes which are crucial in achieving the OHS management system's intended outcomes. After the operational controls have been deployed, the measurement and monitoring is carried out for all the KPIs we established earlier to check if our operational controls are suitable and sufficient to eliminate or reduce the OHS risks. The measurement taken through inspections, audits, or feedbacks is then analyzed and evaluated in the management review process. The purpose of performance evaluation is to see if the management system is performing the way it is supposed to, or there are any needs for changes. The purpose of the management review process is to improve the OHS performance, as the management review shall decide the necessary changes in the management system to make the OHS management system efficient and effective so it is able to achieve the intended outcomes.